Hey everybody, it's your boy Nesto and welcome to another Helldivers 2 video. And today I want to talk about the newest Patriots Warbond that for some reason has been receiving a lot of negative feedback from the community according to a poll in the official Discord. And I've been playing with this new addition for a while now and I have to disagree. In my opinion, this Warbond added cool looking armors compared to other ones, especially that Cobra Commander inspired one, which is right now one of my favorites. And overall, almost all the items are usable and fun to use compared to the other Warbonds when they launch. It is not perfect, but it's great. But if I had to rate every Warbond as of right now, this is how it will look like. Now again, we're gonna focus more on the Patriots Warbond and why I think it's great. And let's start with page number 1. Alright guys, before we jump into the weapons and items including this Warbond, I want to quickly point out that we are going to exclude the armor that is available in this Warbond for the fact that at this point it's just purely cosmetic. While I still think that they look amazing, doesn't change the fact that they don't bring any new armor passive into the game. And that's what I care about the most, to be honest. And I feel like this was a big missed opportunity for the devs to bring cool new armor passive, such as reducing the overheat of weapons or even making you more resistant against blizzard. So I don't know what is going on with the devs not bringing or experimenting with other types of new armor passive. And actually I think that this could change the way we do loadouts in the game, so I hope in the future we can see new armor passive. So without further ado, let's start with the first weapon, which is the Tenderizer. The Tenderizer, when I saw this the first time and I compared with the regular Liberator, it left a lot to be desired. I was completely disappointed for the fact that this is not the weapon they advertised. They said that this was gonna be this high caliber stopping power weapon, and I was really excited for that because the assault rifle right now, they are the weakest category in the game. They don't have anything besides the sickle. They are really weak. Regardless of that, I did give the weapon a fair chance. I played with it for a while. I wanted to see how the weapon shoots, not the damage itself, but in terms of like handling and ergonomics. And the difference is quite evident. It feels more snappy to shoot. It has the same reload time, but besides that, everything else is just trash. Now this weapon felt like an unfinished product, and you can tell for the fact that it came in the wrong color, although that was fixed. Also, the magazine size, the calibers, you pay attention closely when you see the bullet inside the magazine. It is actually bigger. And as you notice in the recent patch notes, that they were hinting that this is not the final form of this weapon. So hopefully there's a big buff coming in the next upcoming patches. So I don't know how they're gonna balance this weapon to not make the adjudicator completely worthless because it's already bad, or just maybe buff the adjudicator both at the same time. We'll see. Time will tell. And if you decide to use this weapon, I would recommend it to use it with the Senator. Now for the booster, we have the motivational shocks. I did play with this booster for quite a while. I didn't notice a big difference per se, but I did feel better in the entire length of the run. The slowness was not as annoying as before, so maybe it was just me in a placebo effect, but I definitely felt a little bit better running this in the box size. So if everybody else is running the stamina and the vitality, definitely you compare this if you're playing in the box area. Alright, moving on with page number 2, which has the best item that this Warbond has to offer, including the armor. Started with the new SMG called the Pummeler. This weapon is amazing. The fact that it's a complete upgrade from the Defender makes it already great. However, this weapon competes directly with the Liberator Concussive because it functions in a similar way to its concussive rounds, but the Pummeler is so much better. The fact that it is a one-handed weapon, meaning that you can use it with the ballistic shield. This weapon makes using the ballistic shield so much better for the fact that it can stun lock some of the annoyances when you're dealing with Devastators and Titans during a mission. You can also run and shoot. Since you have concussion round, you can stun them in place. With the Liberator Concussive, you have to turn and shoot, which slows you down, enable some of the enemy to catch up to you and potentially getting you killed. Both weapon has staggers, but they work in a different way. The Pummeler stun enemy in place, while the Liberator Concussive push them back. So in a way, this makes sense because if you think about it, you can run and shoot with the Pummeler, so you are the one creating the space, while the Liberator Concussive do the lack of mobility, when you shoot the gun is actually creating the space for you, pushing them back. The same behavior applies to the automatons, so when you're using the liberator concussive, push them back while the pummeler stun locks in place. Stun locking them in place, it helps you to be a little more efficient when it comes to dropping stratagems like fire, gas, eager strike, or even your teammates dropping nades on them while you keep them in place. So it definitely helps you to be more efficient doing those things. It makes it a lot more fun as well. I've been having an amazing time with this weapon. It's part of my main rotation of my primary weapons. Next, we have the impact fire nades. While there's not much different between them other than one has a fuse timer, the other one is just an impact grenade. I noticed that they have similar duration, similar radius, and also the explosion damage is slightly higher on the regular incendiary grenade. However, throwing instant fireballs has been so much fun and efficient now, since it's easy to land the nade wherever you want to. I was having the problem with the other incendiary grenade where I would throw it, and then because of the fuse timer, it will bounce away and will explode behind the enemy, making me waste the grenade. So now I don't have that problem. I can just simply throw it when I want to, explode, start putting them on fire instantly, and then combining it with the flamethrower, definitely annihilating anything that is in front of me. And now on page 3 we have this, the Purifier. This is by far the worst gun in this Warbond. And even when you compare it with the other siblings, on paper it doesn't look bad. But when you play with this, definitely feels really sloppy. The Scorcher definitely does the job much better. It just demolishes everything that you're shooting, especially on the automatons. I even tested with a friend. It's like, okay, go use the Scorcher, I'll use the Purifier, and he was clearing the patrol way faster than I was. And then the Plasma, even though it's not much better than the Scorcher, it is more fun. So the Plasma also was clearing stuff faster, and on top of that was fun. Yes, it has a little skill ceiling about the drop off, but the Purifier cannot outperform both of these guns. Now this weapon is flawed in many ways. First, it wants to be a long range weapon, but you cannot zoom in the scope, so there's no variance of the scope, which makes it a little harder to shoot long range. Then the charge system doesn't increase the damage when you fully charge this thing, especially if you miss your shot. It feels very punishing, and also surprisingly the blast radius is really small. I guess the devs didn't want to make a weapon that was as strong as how the Raptor was at launch, so they kind of were a little conservative. And then finally we had the Verdict. Now at first glance I was disappointed to learn that this weapon does not have any immediate penetration. Like, come on brother, we're talking about the Desert Eagle here, a high caliber pistol. But even with that, it still has a high damage output, and I've been playing with it for a while now, and it feels so good. It feels refined, it feels very polished to shoot, and it's technically a more skillful Redeemer. So it is a good weapon to have when you're rocking something like a Scorcher, or something that can kill you when you are in close range. And it does a very good job getting those enemies off you. So I just wish it had that medium penetration to make it a little bit better, especially on the box side when you're dealing with those little bigger enemies. But other than that, I think what the devs intended with this pistol was close the gap between the Peacemaker and the Senator, so something in the middle, and this does the job pretty well on that aspect. Now, assuming that the Tenderizer gets buffed in the oncoming patches, I'm not gonna count with the Purifier as for now. I don't know how they're gonna fix that weapon or balance it compared to other weapons. It makes this Warbond a worth pick. So I'm assuming if you're still watching this video, you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. Leave a comment on the section below what are your thoughts on this Warbond, and don't forget to like this video to put it out there. It's your boy Nesto. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off.